Every sound around her became clearer. The footsteps, the wind, even distant conversations inside the hotel. System reward activated. Perfect acting skill. Emotional control enhancement. Appearance optimization. Lin Yue touched her face. It felt the same, but somehow different. Her confidence rose naturally, like it had always belonged to her. She looked at her reflection in a glass door nearby. A stranger stared back. Beautiful, calm, dangerous. She whispered softly, "So this is what power feels like." Inside the hotel suite, Zhao Ming was checking guest lists. Su Mei was picking jewelry, smiling in the mirror. "She won't dare show up," Su Mei said again. Zhao Ming nodded. "If she does, she'll only embarrass herself more." He turned his phone over. "Security will stop her at the entrance anyway." They both laughed again. But neither of them knew. The system had already changed the rules. Back outside, Lin Yue walked forward. Each step was steady, each step confident. The security guards at the entrance glanced at her. One of them raised a hand. "Miss, invitation please." Lin Yue smiled gently. "I have one." She didn't show a card. She didn't show a phone. Instead, she simply said, "I am one of the guests." For a split second, something strange happened. The guard hesitated. His eyes softened. His hand lowered. "Please go in." Lin Yue walked past him without stopping. Inside her mind, the system responded. Perfect acting skill activated successfully. Target emotional influence detected. Minor reality perception shift applied. Lin Yue paused for a moment. "So this is how it works?" A soft smile formed on her lips. "People believe what I want them to believe." Inside the banquet hall, chandeliers sparkled like stars. The elite of the city filled every table. And at the center of it all, Zhao Ming and Su Mei stood on stage, ready to announce their engagement. Then, click, click, click. High heels echoed again, the same sound. But this time, there was no hesitation. No fear, no crying girl. The doors opened. Lin Yue stepped inside. Every head turned instantly. Whispers spread through the hall. "Is that Lin Yue? She looks different." "No, she looks like a completely different person." Zhao Ming froze. His smile disappeared. His hand holding Su Mei's trembled slightly. Su Mei's face tightened. "No way." Lin Yue walked forward slowly. Her eyes met Zhao Ming's, and for the first time, he felt something unfamiliar. Unease. Lin Yue smiled softly. "I'm not late, am I?" Inside her mind, system alert. Main mission phase 1. Begin. The hall fell silent for a long moment. Lin Yue stood in the center aisle, a faint smile gracing her lips. She carried herself with quiet confidence, as graceful and elegant as a noble crane. Zhao Ming was the first to recover. "Lin Yue," he said coldly, "this place is far beyond someone like you." A few guests laughed awkwardly, trying to follow his lead. Su Mei quickly added, "Security already let you in. Don't push your luck." Lin Yue didn't even look at her. Her eyes stayed on Zhao Ming. "Of course," she said, her voice calm and unwavering. "I'm here to give you a gift." Zhao Ming frowned. His eyes filled with contempt. "A gift? What could someone as poor as you possibly afford?" A ripple of mocking laughter spread through the hall as countless eyes turned toward Lin Yue, waiting to see what humiliation would come next. Lin Yue's smile deepened slightly. "Why don't you see it for yourself?" she said. She smiled so beautifully that even the arrogant Zhao Ming was dazzled for a moment. A flicker of discomfort crossed his face, but he quickly hid it. Lin Yue finally shifted her gaze away from him and scanned the room. Elite guests, business partners, media, everyone watching. Perfect. Exactly what she wanted. Lin Yue slowly raised her hand and snapped her fingers lightly. "System, it's time to show them your power," she said inwardly. The next instant, every phone in the banquet hall rang simultaneously. The sudden chorus of ringtones shattered the silence, startling every guest. One after another, they instinctively reached for their phones, their expressions shifting from confusion to shock. Every guest with business ties to Zhao Ming received the same email. Subject, Partnership Risk Review. Confidential. Inside were reports of flagged transactions. Zhao Ming's expression changed instantly. Delayed payments, suspicious contracts, and potential tax evasion. He spun around sharply. "What did you do?" he roared, his eyes bloodshot with rage. Lin Yue tilted her head, her expression calm. "I didn't do anything." She paused. Then, in a soft voice, she asked, "Is my gift not to your liking?" A faint smirk curved her lips as she savored the furious expression of the bastard who had once betrayed her love. The whispers grew louder. Smiles disappeared from every face. Many guests checked their phones again and again, desperately trying to confirm what they were seeing. Su Mei's voice turned shrill. "This is fake!" But no one paid her any attention. All eyes were fixed on Zhao Ming, demanding an explanation. Suppressing his panic, Zhao Ming forced a stiff smile. "Everyone, please remain calm. I'll give you a full explanation after the engagement ceremony." He stepped down from the stage. For the first time that night, the confidence on his face cracked, revealing barely restrained irritation. "You think this will bring me down?" he growled, his voice low and cold. "You're dreaming." The words escaped through clenched teeth, his eyes burning with fury. Lin Yue met his gaze without flinching. Disgust filled her eyes as she spoke slowly. "Of course not. This is only the beginning." His pupils contracted sharply. He stared at the woman before him in disbelief. The gentle, sensible girl, who had once looked at him with nothing but love, was gone. In her place stood a stranger whose eyes held only coldness and disgust. "How did you become like this?" he asked incredulously. He couldn't understand when she had changed, or how she had managed to do all of this without him noticing. Lin Yue looked at him with icy indifference. "What?" Lin Yue let out a cold laugh. "Did you expect me to remain that foolish woman whose world revolved around nothing but you? After everything you've done? After you betrayed me? Did you really think you could walk away unscathed?" The hatred in her eyes was no longer concealed. Zhao Ming froze. He had never seen her look at him with such naked hatred before. The intensity of it forced him to take an involuntary step back. The guests fell silent. Even Su Mei hesitated. No matter how she tried to justify it, she knew she was one of the people who had betrayed her best friend. Zhao Ming's jaw tightened. "You don't belong here anymore," he said through gritted teeth. "Leave." Lin Yue smiled faintly, but there wasn't a trace of warmth in it. "I'll leave," she replied calmly. "But remember this, Zhao Ming. Everything you treasure, I'll take it from you, one piece at a time." With those words, she turned and walked away. The engagement ceremony continued, but no one was listening to Zhao Ming's speech anymore. Some guests quietly slipped out of the hall. Others whispered among themselves or hurriedly typed on their phones, spreading the shocking news. The celebration had lost its joy. Standing beside the stage, Su Mei stared at Lin Yue's departing figure. Jealousy twisted her expression. "How?" she muttered under her breath. "How can she still shine after everything? She was supposed to be broken, covered in tears and humiliation. She was supposed to lose everything. How can she be even more beautiful, even more confident? No, this can't be." Her voice grew louder with every word. Zhao Ming suddenly grabbed her wrist. "Enough." His grip tightened, forcing her to look at him. "Stop talking nonsense," he said quietly, his voice carrying a warning. "Finish the engagement." Su Mei bit her lip and nodded, but her eyes remained fixed on the direction Lin Yue had disappeared. For the first time, a sliver of fear crept into her heart. Zhao Ming finally finished the chaotic engagement ceremony. The once lively hall was now almost empty. The remaining guests long gone or too distracted to care. Silence pressed down on the space like a heavy weight. His expression darkened. He stood alone on the stage, staring at the deserted hall, his face grim, so dark it seemed as if ink could drip from it. "Lin Yue." He spoke her name slowly, each syllable heavy with suppressed anger and disbelief. "Lin Yue."